My name is John Patton. I'm a Yorta Yorta and Bundjalung man.
Luke Isaacs, I'm a Wadandi Nyunga saltwater person, that's from the southwest of WA.
My name is Fatima Sadiq. I'm a proud Torres Strait Islander, a Pakistani woman.
I'm Jay Rosetto. It's been an amazing place for growth, for me to stretch myself and really to explore what it means to actually be First Nations within the VPS.
It's been very positive in the opportunity to meet from people who are very capable leaders and development figures, but also to network and connect with other managers, First Peoples managers across the public service.
The schedule of learning activities is exceptional. They're well paced, they're well structured, and the team has been fantastic at communicating the expectation over the next 9 months.
My highlights for the program were probably working in our individual groups and doing a lot of the team building activities. For me, they were very different to your traditional learning setups in a classroom, and it really made us work in teams and think about the principles that we were working on.
Being able to reconnect and connect and make new connections to other First Nations people who are at varying points on their journey has been probably the highlight of the program. Taking the time out for myself to really look at who I am, understand how that fits into the picture of the VPS.
Highlights would be the people. 100% it's the people. It's the people that I would not have had the opportunity to cross paths with, but by crossing pathways with them, they've actually increased my sight and my vision on myself and where I can continue to improve, and opportunities where I can continue to grow.
What I've learnt the most is that leadership is actually about collaboration. I always thought that you had to lead and you had to drive a lot of the actions yourself, but you have to stop and you have to listen to your team or your colleagues and actually bring them along on that journey.
We have, as a culture, 65,000 years worth of stories, of learning, of leadership. And what that says to me is it highlights some of the opportunities for us to actually bring these learnings into a new sector and create growth.
The value of how Ngori looks at approaching complex situations through the lens of relation, I think is something that is really powerful. These opportunities don't present very often, so when they do, it just, it's really energising, and I think it's a great way of looking at leadership, but then more importantly, understanding when something's Aboriginal-led, what can be achieved.
Three-day residential was an absolute highlight.
Being able to be in a venue that was really connected to country, connected to each other, it was amazing.
To be in and on country really just added to that sense of being in the right place, feeling grounded and feeling supported within heritage and culture surrounding me in every point and avenue.
It's a nurturing environment, and that's always a fantastic thing to have when you're trying to build networks and build your own pathways for the future.
But at the end of it, we all, connected and it just felt probably the most different that I've ever felt when I left a camp. It was just really culturally safe and culturally sound, and I just felt really invigorated.
I had never felt more comfortable with a group of people that I had barely just met before. It is a very inclusive space.
My name is Jason Cockatoo. I'm Gungleda Wapabara Googyalanji, Gungleda Manwhānau, Queensland. The public sector can nurture First Nations people's talents by participating in programs such as the Barring Djinang leadership program. It's about creating a culturally safe environment for people to work in and to learn as well. A lot of our people that came on the program, our First Nations participants, they felt that they weren't leaders, and they felt that they weren't able to become leaders, or that they weren't good enough to be leaders. Whereas what we found is that they were actually practicing Anguri practices. They were actually practicing leadership qualities. So I think for our participants to recognise that those Anguri practices are in them, and also acknowledge that they are leaders within their own right. What we do as Aboriginal people, we continually move forward, we continue to support each other, and we're out there doing what we need to do to support the Victorian community.
If you have the opportunity to take part in this program, grasp it, take a hold of it and do it. It's been a fantastic journey so far.
I would strongly encourage people to seriously look at doing the program.
Once you apply, you feel like you are stepping up as a leader, and it's really great experience to be feeling. So I would encourage anyone to take the time to apply, or talk to anyone else that they may know in the program or have previously participated in it.
Don't hesitate with this program. If you feel a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of uncomfortable, it means it's the right thing to do and it's the right time.